to be a businesswoman, apparently. Anyways, so I'm Ledi Vokshi. I am a mompreneur. For a lot of you that don't know what a mompreneur is, I am a stay-at-home mom, also run my businesses from my own household. Is it tough? Yes. Is it worth it? Oh, hell yes. Just having the time to be with the kids, doing something that I love, working the hours that I love. I'm born in Honduras. I came to the United States when I was 11 years old, obviously due to the political asylum, which a lot of us came here for. I went from singing in the Albanian community. I was lucky enough to sing all around the whole world, to turning into the business life. On and off through my singing career, I invested in multiple businesses, went in, went out, went in, went out. So about 4 years ago, I kind of started stepping away from the music industry and more into the business industry. At the moment, besides a business coach, I also am a managing partner at Voltec IT, and also the founder of Big Open Hearts, which is a community that helps Albanian sexually abused children. Enough about me, I think. But before I let Suada talk, I would love if every single one of you that is here tonight would introduce yourselves in the chat, because I would also love to get to know you guys.
We could also unmute if people are more comfortable in speaking. Why not? Let's get personal. We're all friends here. We have a nice crowd, and thank you so much for joining us. If you could use the chat, or you could unmute to introduce yourself.
I would like to start with a lady from Kosovo to introduce her herself. We have a special guest.
Yes, all the way from Kosovo. Shipe.
Hello from Kosovo, and now it's 2:30 after midnight. I am English teacher and 21 experience, and I have a course, mother of 3 children. I love my country, especially Prizren City. And happy Ramadan to you, all of you.
Thank you, Shipe. Thank you so much for joining.
I can go next, ladies.
Sure.
Could you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I just took a shower. It's been a long day. So speaking about the no makeup, so I'm Alona. I know a few of you here, and I live in New York. Been here 23 years. Came here when I was 15. A lot of different experiences. I guess on the professional and the personal side. Honey, can you close the door? So now I'm actually building a platform for the Albanian community. So what tweaked my interest in this opportunity is I think we share a few things with Ledi, as I am a business strategist as well. So I help businesses, and my vision is to have more women, Albanian women, absolutely, into leadership positions and in Supermaria or our business. So I do a lot of different things, but just in a nutshell, I'm very grateful to meet many of you. Some of you I've kind of just met virtually, but it's always nice to just see face to face and just build our connections that way. As I think we need to join, and that's always been my message of what I see as a lot of potential in our community. So I think we all need to join together and really empower each other so that we can all be successful and realized in the things that we're trying to achieve. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I applaud your success. I've seen your platform grow. I follow you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to introduce themselves? If not, the chat is perfectly fine.
Quickly, if you guys wanted to say your name and what you do,
yeah,
that would be great.
Oh, there goes Aphrodita. Hello, Aphrodita.
Hello, everyone. Happy Ramadan to all of you. I just finished the iftar and everything, and quick
without any rest. I said, I have to catch this class. Yeah, my name is Afrodita. I am from born and raised in Jakov in Kosovo, and I came here 15 years ago. And as if anyone knows, maybe we in my city we have this artisanat to make traditional clothes. So yes, I do make Albanian traditional clothes. And when I came here, I saw a need, and everybody is like, you know, have to travel to go back home to get them. So then I started doing for a friend, for a family, and now it turned to business to me. Alhamdulillah, you know. So yeah, this is just a little short introduction.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for Albanian businesswomen that are here tonight to like grow together, like share. We're open to sharing our own experiences. Ledi's gonna run her course, but like you could share tips that you've probably seen within our community and what we could learn from each other and what we could do better as a community to support each other.
Right, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate.
Anyone else, or we could just start with Ledi? I just wanted to, are we fine? Should we start? We're gonna start. Okay, Ledi, I just want to circle back because I think I'm so in love with your Open Hearts initiative. Like it's such an important cause and kind of a taboo that you're, you know, that you're representing all those victims, survivors, I should call them survivors. And I know you get a lot of backlash. Can you tell us what issues you face within our community and how could we help and get the community more involved to address this very important issue?
Of course, I mute myself. Big Open Hearts is focused on sexually abused children in Albania. The backlash that we do get in the community is the fact of not wanting to support the issues that are happening because we don't want to admit that this could happen in the Albanian community, that an Albanian person would do such a thing. And we try to raise awareness and stress it out that it's not the Albanians, it's a certain person. These kids do need help. What we are, our biggest case that we had was a 15-year-old sexually abused by the school guard and 3 other children, adults, but they were all sentenced. And the survivor, she's a survivor. She's going through mental therapy. She's going through private schooling and was removed from Albania into Europe, where she is in the process of receiving political asylum. Our goal in Big Open Hearts is to give them legal assistance, mental stability, but also education. We want to build a community, raise awareness, and in the long run, we would love to place these children in a community, in a workforce, and really see them outgrow what they have been through into something really beautiful.
Thank you. Now let's get to the good stuff. Give us what are your tips that you could give working moms and just like what you notice? What are some of your tips, the Ledi tips?
So I've only become a mom not too long ago. So my oldest is 2 and my youngest is 7 months. And what I face in my family, in my friendship, in my circle, the community, was always, instead of somebody listening or giving you advice, it was more do it this way because it works for me. And somehow you would ask 10 people, but maybe it didn't work out. So you kind of have to try to find it your own way. And motherhood is a trial error for me until you find the right way to work things out. Few of the things that I've always found so helpful, I kept going back to, is self-care. Every time I was not feeling well with myself, nothing really went right. Work didn't go well. Children were just frustrated. Nobody wanted them. You find yourself thinking, I want wine at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's a battle, a constant battle of trying to take care of everyone else because of how we were raised. I believe that's how I was raised, to take care of everyone else first besides myself. So when you see yourself going down energy-wise, not being able to take care of your kids, or oh hell, I've even cried on social media, live on social media, because of trying to do everything else besides taking care of myself. So self-care is a must priority in my day as a mom, as a businesswoman to do something for myself in the beginning of the day before I do anything for anyone else. If it's having a hot cup of coffee, or I don't know, listening to some meditation, or maybe just putting on some lipstick and still have pajamas on, just something that makes me feel good for the day. The second that I like to do is I always schedule family time first. I do scheduling family, date night with a husband, things that I have to do with the kids, because of the reason that work could come after I schedule all that. I could place the work on those certain types of schedules, but I can't avoid a kid's nap time. So if my kid needs to sleep, I can't say I have to hop on a meeting. Nobody wants to be in a meeting with a crying kid in the background. So if I schedule the family time first, kids, all the things that I must do for the kids, then the blocks that I have open, I do schedule work around that. And then when the kids are asleep, instead of that famous Instagram quote that we probably all seen, sleep when your kids are sleeping, it's never worked for me. I've tried it. God, I've tried it so hard, but I felt like when the kids are sleeping, that's when I got the $1 million ideas of how I could organize my kitchen better, or how I could mop the floors in a different way. There's just so many ideas that come through your mind when the kids are sleeping. So why not just work those hours when the kids are sleeping, and block yourself to build something in the hours where you can and you're at peace without having to fight the fact of the kids are there with you and not letting you do what you want to do. So I think those are the three most important for me.
Do you ever face mom guilt? Because I know a lot of moms suffer from that. And how do you overcome it?
I think it's not something you overcome. You're always going to have, no matter what. You try the hardest. It could work, discipline, routine, and it could work maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You're like, maybe I am working too hard. Maybe I am working too much. Maybe I didn't do this right. Or the fact that we're on social media nonstop and we start looking at other women. Maybe she's doing more. What is she doing right? How is she being so successful? She has the same amount of kids as I, without focusing on our own journey. The mom guilt is always going to come once in a while, but we could prioritize other things and stay focused on other matters. And that mom guilt kind of goes to the end of the pile.
Great. So would you like to tell us about your coaching and what made you get into it?
So Voltec IT is very successful in my terms. And we saw that we deal with IT solutions, business to business IT solutions. And we saw that there was a gap in that system. Besides providing them IT, the solutions that they needed, a lot of my clients also needed more of a woman friend, somebody who understands them, a mom who understands that, most of our female clients. And it turned into more, what can I do as not just for IT, the right tools that I need, but what can I do more of marketing, business strategies? What am I missing? I'm missing something. And then when you take my my business development skills and you apply them to these clients, and also my marketing skills, you put them together, it turned into more of giving advice, coaching for free, because they were already my clients. And little by little, they turned into my one-on-one clients. The hardship of that is you feel like you're telling, because of, I think Elona said on the chat, unless I'm wrong, comparison. It's a big thing. No matter what, we start comparing ourselves. We fight with comparison, why someone was more successful. So applying these tips is not telling these tips and giving this advice. It doesn't work unless you really, really apply it. So then we started putting the mom community together, maybe like three calls, or 2-3 women together. And while we're giving this advice, we're making sure that they really are applying it, because now they're not alone. They're listening to each other and they're all facing the same problems. So it's a little easier to start applying the greatness of who you want to become. If you know the hardship you've gone through or you are going through, you're not alone, because you have someone else there with you.
Yeah, that's amazing. I would like to ask you, like, so, you know, I get comparison and it's really a killer for us. We really should not compare ourselves to anyone or anyone's journey or the way anyone raises kids or their success. But the word supermom, I know it's thrown out a lot to people and they're just easily labeled as supermom. What does that word mean to you and how do you feel about it? And what do you think is a supermom?
I used to get this word a lot in the beginning. I would pat myself in the chest. I would pat myself in the back. I did it. I did it. I am that mom. And then my son wouldn't want the food. I would try to sleep, and then he didn't want to sleep. I said, oh, but wait, somebody just called me a super mom on Instagram. I can't even get it together and put my kid to sleep in time. I can't bathe him. I can't get my work done. How am I super mom? So you really start comparing yourself and trying to live up to the title of super mom. You got to be strong enough to know that's only a title, because a super mom is just a regular mom. What more super than us? We could build humans in our body. We could cook, clean, we could work, we could run businesses. We could do it all within one day. If you just think about all the things that we actually do in one day, the word supermom is just a regular word as mom. And then I had a moment where I believe I was in Dominican Republic on a project, and that word, I heard that word, and it started being misused also in my family. More of like in the joking terms of, come on, you could do it because you're super mom. Come on, you could do it because you're super mom. Now you're fighting with the fact of trying to achieve it all. And that one moment, it hit me that I really dislike that word. Like, I don't want to be super mom. I want somebody else to take care of that. Why should I compare myself to this? But if you really think about it in the core of the word, are we all super moms? Statistically speaking, the number one global transformation in the world is women trying to take over the workforce. 70% of the women with kids under 18 are making a paycheck, a better paycheck than a lot of men. You know, we have 3 million women that left the workforce last year. 275,000 of them just left the workforce in January. These are super moms. They had no choice but to leave work. But the good fact is a lot of them are finding their ways into business. A lot of them are finding a way how to make an extra paycheck from home. If it's sharing their knowledge, if they're teaching something, if they're coaching someone, or the fact of if they're just learning something new to do, and as long as they're able to do it online and be there for their kids. 2020 was very, very, very hard for business owners, yes, but also for mothers. How about, I know there's a few teachers here. How about for teachers? How about having to raise your kids and teach your kids at the same time you're teaching all the kids on a Zoom call? How hard is that to do on a Zoom call? It's a lot. It's very hard. So I think the word itself, supermom, is just, it's greatness. It's the most beautiful thing ever, but it's just the word regular mom because we already are super.
I agree. And, you know, you've mentioned that just during the pandemic, women have been affected the most by the pandemic due to the workforce. They had to leave it because there's no childcare. And, you know, you said females were finding different ways of how to support their kids and through school and to make money through online. So, you know, that right there, we're very resilient. Women never give up. That's one thing. We'll find ways to make money, raise our family. We are the backbone of many of our families, and it goes on from generation to generation. So
we were taught, Suada.
Yeah,
we were taught with that. I hate getting to that comparison, like Albanian women. It's just we were taught in a way that we have no choice. We have to be tough. We have to be tough. We have to survive. We're survivors. You know, it's funny enough that somebody mentioned to me that you take from my mom, but you take from your dad. My mom, if we're speaking about, when I start thinking about my mom, especially the other day, because we were going through old pictures and I was looking at old pictures. My mom had to raise my brother because my dad was politically asylum. I'm not a political asylum, sentenced to jail for nothing. For nothing, 7.5 years. She was a single mom. And when you're talking about Enver Hoxha's time, so you have to survive. You have to be the backbone of the family. There's no such a thing as maybe or an excuse of not being able to do it. No matter what happens to us, yes, we do cry, but we're tough. We don't like to show it, and we keep going and going. And especially now, 2021, there's endless opportunities for us. As strong as we are, there's endless opportunities for us not to succeed, and especially having each other's backs and supporting each other. This is the time to support each other. If we haven't till now, this is the time to get together, where the idea of everybody knows now the word collaboration. What's more beautiful than that is, something, I don't know it. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. Or maybe you do it, it, and I know it in a different way. And we join forces and we build something beautiful, because now you really don't have to do it alone. Back in the days, you had family and friends that helped you. Now, these days, you really can't depend on family and friends, especially I personally, if we're talking about business, because they don't understand. I have to make peace with the fact that they don't understand what working remote is and doing certain work that they've never seen it before. But we have an amazing community that we could turn around and collaborate with each other and bring something to greatness and support each other.
I agree. So I have to say, like, our family, our women before us struggled, and a lot of them did not know how to ask for help, like in certain situations. I know nothing is perfect. I know we all get into bumps in the road. How do you deal with bumps on the road that you encounter, whether in business, whether family situations, and how do you ask for help, and who do you go to for support if you do?
I cry. I cry.
There's nothing wrong with that. We all do. You let it out, you cry, you process, and then what do you do?
I don't believe in problems. I believe in solutions. And it's very hard when you can't find that solution and that doesn't exist, and you try to make one up and you get all frustrated. I can't take it out on anyone else. It's nobody else's problem. It's my problem. Go in the restroom, cry, put on your big girl shoes, or put on some mascara, red lipstick, because now if you keep crying, the lipstick starts smudging. You got to cry it out once in a while. You could turn around I can't turn around. I turn around the community. I love my social media community. I love the moms community there. Like I said, there's certain things I cannot turn around to my family or my friends because they don't understand. So it's easier for me, and especially during the beginning stages of motherhood, it was easier for me to turn around the community. And I felt like if I tell someone, do it like this, who the hell is Ledi to tell me how to do it? She just became a mom the other day. I've been doing this for so many years. So it was just much easier, instead of telling people, just asking for advice. And us all being women, we love to give advice. So it's like, turn around to your community, ask your community, see if you have another mom that you see is struggling with the same thing, go into her DMs. I have no problem going to another mom's DMs. Hey, I see you're struggling with this. I'm struggling with it as well. You have any suggestions how we can start fixing it? Or, hey, you've passed this before. I've asked someone in here before suggestions. Hey, I don't know how you've done it. I'm going crazy. But it's turning around, finding those few moms, finding those few women who are in the same boat as you, and really asking them. Or sometimes, how about this? I'm going to ask you something. I don't need your suggestion. I don't need your advice. I just need you to listen. Because nobody ever listens. Just listen. Just listen to me. We have plenty of family friends. My son just turned 2 years old. Most of my girlfriends didn't ever ask for help. It was always this excuse of pandemic. But hey, how about a virtual coffee? Just let me listen. I know you're going through something. And it's hard sometimes, but sometimes you go cry. Sometimes you find someone in the community and you don't cry and you talk about it. Just talk about it with someone you could find that you've probably never thought of in a million years you could connect with. Then now you start connecting with.
That's powerful. So it's so important to have a good community, build a good community around you, people that could understand you. Thank you so much for that. Do you want to talk about what you're launching soon? And then maybe we could involve everybody else into the conversation. I know people have comments and questions, and we could just open it up to everyone else. Thank you so much.
I'm actually loving it. I'm trying to do two things at the same time while you're speaking. I'm trying to read everybody's messages because I love that everybody's interacting, and I think that's what we're here for. I don't think this is about me. I think it's about us, the community, join forces and seeing how we could all help each other out. Or at the end of the day, like I said, just be friends and have a virtual coffee if we can't meet up. I am launching. Actually, I'm launching. Sorry, I have. If I could turn around.
You could share the screen if you want.
No. If I turn around, I have Post-its, I have whiteboards, I have glass boards, I have more Post-its somewhere in there. I'm just sick in my head when it comes to like trying to get everything organized and in place. But that I showed you, that's the course that I'm launching soon. So sneak peek, if you want to zoom in, you could tell what everything's all about then. And I really shouldn't do that because I think it was Radio Television Shqiptar when I was given an interview early in the morning and the assistant had sent me the wrong time for the live interview over Skype. And I got up by mistake, didn't realize, but I had to get dressed up in 10 minutes to be on live television. And I was wearing a button-down shirt. I had pajamas and snow boots on.
It happens to many of us. At least you had pants on, okay? There are people that have not had pants on and stood up in a Zoom meeting.
So I don't know. I'm not wearing pajamas tonight, but I shouldn't really do that often. But it does happen. Like I said in the beginning of this, I believe in messy action. Constantly, I get into my DMs of, Ledi, you made a, you have to spell check this. You made a spelling grammar. Ledi, this happened. Please, Ledi, fix this. And I say, you know what? At the end of the day, I have one child this side, one child this side. I have my headphones on, talking on a Zoom meeting. And I'm like, at the same time, I'm trying to do my best. I'm posting because, you know, we're always trying to post and keep up with the content and give value and teach someone and do so much at the same time. It happens, but at least I try to do it. But thank you. And they get upset. And I say, but there's nothing to get upset for. When I get to it, I'll fix it because I'd rather try to do something and not do anything, you know? So going back, sorry, go ahead.
Because you're building your brand, how important do you think is authentic, like being your authentic self into building a brand? Like, do people like that perfection, like beautiful pictures, I'm here, my life is great, I'm so successful? Or do they appreciate it more when you are your real self? Do you feel people are more relatable to you? You know, when you do have a child on one side, another one, and I know one time I joined you, you even pointed out you had like food on your face, you know, like, is that normal? I mean, is that good for you because you're more
it works for me
to people?
It works for me. It
Yeah.
works for me. And it works for so many other moms that I coach. It works for them being authentic, being original. It happens when you're trying to do a million things. And I'm trying to go on Instagram because it's time to post, time to go on story, time to go live, and time to answer everyone else. Because you also don't want to respect anyone who's actually writing to you. You want to make sure you write to everybody back. And as I'm going, I'm like, oh man, I have ketchup all over my face because I just ate, and I'm gonna go with it because now I gotta redo it. I already picked my favorite filter. I already try to be good enough and perfect enough. Now the ketchup messed it up. I can't go back now. Just it's building a brand. I think building a brand, it's not what you're teaching. We could all teach the same thing. I think in the Rudina Magistardi show, she asked, can anybody be a teacher? Yeah, anybody could be a teacher. How many teachers are there in the world? But then you have that person that goes, my favorite teacher is so-and-so, but my favorite teacher is so-and-so. It's not one person in the world's favorite teacher, right?
Yeah, it's those that
everybody.
Like
Ilona has a coaching business. Her target market is someone else. My target market is someone else. She does it in a different way. I probably do it in a different way. Has nothing to do with it. People who come to me for a reason. Maybe because they like me with the ketchup in the face. Maybe they like me when I stand up on the show and I still have pajamas on and I'm trying to be perfect, but I say, hey. So when we're talking about teaching or coaching or giving advice, we could all give the same advice, but it's the way we deliver it. We all could have a business We all could sell the same thing, but it's the way we give that, the way we deliver it, what's it behind. I could sell, I have friends sometimes say, I have a boutique and it's not working out. Okay, what is the boutique? What's the story? What's the mission behind it? It's clothing, man. But why do you think, why this piece of clothing? Why this color? There's so much to the brand. Why does it, like, when I buy something, I want to make sure I'm supporting something. There's a lady that I've coached a few times in the past, and her mission was 100% of the profit went to charity.
Wow.
A lot of people didn't know that. So when I found out what she was doing, of course I'm going to go shop there. Not because she was my client, just because I know what she's doing. I know the reason she's selling that piece of clothing. And it was the same thing that you could find on Amazon and someone else and someone else and someone else. But I went there, even if it was $1, $2 more, because I know where the money was going. So I think part of branding is very important. It's you, it's your face. It's your behind the scenes. It's your struggles, how you got there, not the perfect picture. People are so tired of seeing that perfect picture. Tired of seeing that perfect picture. The idea is to see you and your struggles of how you went from A to B and how you're going to get to C. That's what people want to see these days.
Exactly. I mean, there's plenty of beautiful people and filtered Instagram stories, but what's in between? What's behind those closed doors? And I feel like seeing somebody's journey and struggle is more beautiful, and you appreciate them more than like somebody that just shows you their success. The ending is beautiful for all of us. Like when we're all successful, it's good. But what did you do to get there? That's the real thing that we want to know. I feel like, you know, so then you could help us and we could help each other. And I already see a collaboration in the future with Eliona. She wants to know, you guys need to talk. So this is a beautiful thing.
We definitely,
women coming together and supporting each other and networking. So
we have to understand that we're all
you know what?
in the
Yes,
same journey.
After Ledi speaks, we're going to open up to the community. I really feel having community interaction is very important. We're here to support each other, give each other tips. So go ahead, Ledi, and then I'll let Eliona speak.
I'm gonna wrap it up, and then we'll start doing. Eliona could speak, and we'll do some like question and answers. I know a few ladies in the chat have a few questions. We all have to remember that we're, yes, in the same journey, but we all have our own journey. We're not in competition with each other. We're here to collaborate and uplift each other. We're all having that mission that we could all accomplish. I think the beauty of why I like the online industry, the service industry, is because, like I said, I've went from having a physical location salon, invested in certain companies. Then I went into e-commerce, shopping online. I've done it all. I've had all those kind of businesses. And I just fell in love with the service business, the online business, because I could be a mom. I could work around the hours. I could make as much money and effort I put into it, the hours I work into it. We could all do as much as we want to do. The beauty of it being home, and when my child laughs, I could say, hold on 1 second to work and run. I don't do it often because I want to make sure I focus, but I could run to make sure I don't miss that laugh. It's a beautiful thing to be able to do, to work remotely for me personally. Now, is it hard for the stay-at-home moms? Of course. Is it hard for the moms to go out and work the 9 to 5? Of course. Everyone has their own journey. You pick your own journey. What I'm doing on May 3rd is I'm launching a group course for moms who want to turn into mompreneur. So basically, it's a blueprint that takes you from A to B to C, from the beginning steps to the right tools, to the structure, to being able to launch, to market yourself properly, to really brand yourself the way you are, your story, have clarity of what you want to be in the future, what you want to bring in the future, regardless if it's a service industry or a product industry. Like I said, moms want to work less hours, make more money. Moms want to work in their own time. They want to work their dream jobs because they're tired of going to a 9 to 5 and be there for the kids, right? I've been there, not with the kids, but I've been there. I've worked a job where I went in and I said, I hated this. I don't care how much they pay me. I'm not going in at 9 o'clock. I'm never going to make it on time. Or just you want to be able to have time with the family and or travel the world and really actually work on your phone or your laptop. So I the reason why I went into group coaching, just because I don't want anybody to get confused in here. I felt like doing one-on-one clients that I've been doing for a few years now. It was, like I said, it was saying the same thing and everybody's going the same thing. But when I put them 2 and 3 together, they felt like they were all on the same journey, just in different, all in the same journey, but different roads. They took different roads. So some people might take the shorter roads, some people they take the faster roads, some take the shorter ones because they had less time to work on their business, some took the faster road because they had more time. But it was what they wanted to do. The structure was the same thing, the procedures were the same thing, the blueprint is the same for everyone. So that I will be doing, I will be starting, I'm very excited about it, because I said, it's not for me. I want to see this women win. I want to be able to see these moms bring something to light that they've been wanting to do, their dream job. So I'm really excited for that. And I would love to, if anybody has any questions, or Eliona wanted to speak.
Eliona wanted to speak, yes. And if anybody does have any questions, just please raise your hand. I feel like we have so many women here that could contribute to the conversation. So Eliona.
Yes, I'm like a little child waiting to have my spot. Lady, you're awesome. Thank you for all this introduction. I have been kind of like following you as well. So I'm glad that I came in, and not just you, but all these amazing women. I feel as far as our mindset in our culture, we need to break lots of barriers. And I love what Ledi said. It's all about authenticity, because at the end of the day, our life is a journey. So that's why, Ledi, we need to chat, because I think we need to join and show a different model, that this could actually work and be powerful, that we can all we have a different niche, different personality, and different people that we attract. There's a big community. I feel like we need to help more Albanian women rise in business. And I'm going to ask Ledi what she thinks about some of the barriers. I mean, I've seen a lot as well personally, because my journey started in the other cultures. I've only been in our community for about a year after COVID. And I'm just amazed at how much our mindset is very directed towards traditional careers. And I do have experience with that because of my HR experience. But we're in a new economy. We're in the new world. We're learning emotional intelligence. We're learning IQ. We're learning intuitive intelligence. Everyone is on a journey, and the ability for people to connect, there's no one that can be you. So my whole mission with my platform is help people identify, build those skills so that they can turn them into passions. And then you know what happens when you just have a lot of passions? You tap into your talent. And then once you're in a zone of genius, there's no stopping you. There's no competition. So I think we just have to realize that our only competition is improvement, and we need to see each other as a big team. I mean, I've built many teams in my career, and I've never done anything alone. And I know that you stay small that way. So I think we need to really bring up new models of what collaboration is, and even the way we do business in our community. We have some old models of nonprofits. You build a business, okay? We have to build businesses. Nonprofits are for causes. So that is my mission, and I'm not going to stop until I actually show that this is how it actually can be done, because of all the trainings over the years that I've been exposed to. So I know that we have so much potential. Our Albanian women especially are amazing, with so many gifts, a lot of values, really great values from our culture. But obviously we have to take also the negative, and the only way that we can change is that we have to ID our negative things that come from our culture and our mindset. And honestly, 80% of my work is mindset, and probably Ledi will kind of like tap into that. Yes. But obviously no one invests in mindset, and so you have to bring it up to with a clear message in our own cultural worlds. My accent sometimes comes up, but So I think it's all our mindset, the way we think of things, and we think of investment in ourselves as an expense. Right now, this is my harping point in my community, because I've been transitioning them for a year and I see the amazing things that are happening, but this has been a journey. And I think we have definitely a lot of more work to do with the mindset part, because mindset is not an overnight process. You have to start putting yourself through new habits. Success is not an event, it's habits. It's habits you built over time that will lead to your destination, whatever that is, and then that will change again. Once you hit a certain target, then you'll get something else. So we're only in our own competition. And the way I even think about competition is no one can beat me. I mean, I'm so powerful in my own thing. No one can beat me. And I say this so other people can see it, because no one has my ability to have this growth that I've done over all these years and connect the dots, because that's an individual process. 90% of my work is done on meditation, and it's done all my visions and innovative ideas that I'm building come through from inside of me. So once I think we join and we teach people that you don't get this from the outside, as we're taught, you get this from inside of you. The more people get this, the more powerful, and the more we actually going to progress our whole country, honestly. I mean, my eye is big because
Ilona, if I could just piggyback off of that. I'm Ariana Meteri. I'm one of the the co-founders of AACC as well. And those are like a lot of really great tips. And I think it just speaks to what Ledi was saying about how we need to use our community and get tips from each other and support each other, and how we need to find out what works for us. Like thinking about things like meditation, and I'm a therapist. So being in my own therapy and speaking with other therapists has been a huge support for me. I'm not a mom. I'm just a hala right now. But
we're gonna make you one.
Yeah,
we're gonna make you
soon. We'll see. But I mean, it's a lot to balance. And even though I'm not a mom, I still understand and I see the structure that affects women and like working women and the pressure that women get. And I work at a children's hospital, so I work with parents a lot. I see the pressure that moms put on themselves, and then if their children have any sort of mental health issues, how much they blame themselves or take it on. And parents really want the best for their kids, and I see that with every child that comes through my clinic. So I just want to commend all the moms, and that there really is no cookie cutter right way to do things, and we really need to share with each other, which is why I'm so happy that Ledi took the time to kind of talk to us about this. And I know we had some other questions in the chat, so I wanted to get to that.
Surya, I don't know if she wants to unmute herself, or you could read the question, Ariana.
Yes, Suela, if you're still here, you can ask your question if you want to unmute yourself.
Okay.
Can I ask
Hello?
a question?
Yes, hi.
Which rules we have to use for our children to be the best in the future, and we to be the best, mothers to be the best, and children too? Which rules?
Children like routines. Children like routines. Routine, structure, routine.
Just routines.
Routines, structure. Take them with you. Let them see your struggles. Let them see your work. They appreciate something a lot more when they see something is happening than if I tell them, close the door, I'm in a meeting. I take my son all the time in a meeting with me, and I say, look what mommy's doing. I try to explain to him young. Now it's work time. Then it's playtime. I'm talking to him constantly. I read a lot, but I just feel like routine. And I used to be the non-routine person, wing it, however it flows, however it went. And I turn around, I'm like, routine. If your kids have routine, if you have your routine, you'll be more at peace, you'll enjoy life better. And then have your children watch what you're doing. Let them shadow you. It's okay to shadow you. Take them to work with you if you can one day. Or let them sit there with you. Let them really understand what mommy's doing, because I feel like that when I saw at a young age, my mom working and struggling to get to where she wanted to get, I appreciated her more. And then it made me want to work hard. It made me want to learn it instead of trying to protect all our kids on what we are doing and blindside them. It's fine to talk to them. And I think Ariana could give you a tip when it comes to that of if you agree with the fact of taking them along with the journey and letting them see step by step where you're going, because it's good for them. I feel like it's good for them.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely 100% agree on having structure and routine. The more that kids act like they don't want a bedtime and they don't want meal times, but they need that. They need that to function. Kids flourish when they have a specific schedule. That's why so many kids are struggling right now because of the pandemic. All of the expectations and their normal routines are gone.
Their balance is off.
Yeah, it's so hard for them. But as a parent, I mean, ultimately, there needs to be a level of assertion that you are the parent and that there needs to be that separation of like, you're the one that's making the rules essentially. But being able to expose them to your own struggles. I totally agree with Ledi that when a kid sees mommy gets frustrated too, and how does she handle it? They absorb everything that they see from us. So when your child sees you get angry and then you act out and get basically throwing like an adult version of a tantrum, and then we expect our kids to not throw tantrums, it doesn't really make sense. So if we try our best to say, mommy's feeling really angry right now, and this is what I'm going to do to help make me feel better, or this is what helps me, then they understand how to help themselves when they're angry too.
My 7-month-old, I speak to him all the time. He has to understand. One day he'll say, hey, I understand that song. I understand that voice. I have my parents speak to him on FaceTime, have conversations, full-blown conversations with them. I don't know, how old are your children?
Shipe, how old are your children? And then right after this, I feel so bad. We have somebody waiting. Cut them off. Sorry.
I have two daughters, 12 and 11 years old, and one son, 10.
Wow.
God bless you.
Thank you.
It's hard. 3 kids is hard.
Yes.
I know it's hard with 2. I can imagine 3 kids in Kosovo.
Yes.
God bless you.
It's hard, but we have to prioritize their lives, not us. They are our life, then us, then our success.
But Shipa, whatever you do, they're going to be proud of you, no matter what you do. How big or small it is, they're going to love you, no matter what.
Yes, I'm proud of that.
You said there was another question that must...
Suya or Suela? I want you to tell me your name, because I called... Yes.
Thank you for being with us tonight, Ledi.
Thank you, Zemra.
So you mentioned big open hearts.
Yes.
Just wondering, how do you fundraise? I'm also a case manager. Sometimes I think about, starting my own nonprofit organization, maybe. But I just was wondering, how do you fundraise a cause, or how do you start it?
How do you fundraise, Ledi?
If the case is public, we go with GoFundMe. If the case is not public, they have not yet gone. They have to go to the police station and declare what they have done, what has been done to them. If the case is not public, then we keep it internally. We go through family and friends, we discuss it, and we try to get donations. If not, it's out of our pocket. A few of us that got together, we all put money together to help a case. What they're struggling with, the kids right now, is actually because of prior media mistakes where these kids' names were made public, their names, their faces, they're really afraid to go to declare it at the police station. Or there's been a lot of cases where the police department themselves say, go home. Where are you going to get out of it? You think you're going to make it out of here? Better off stay quiet. So as far as fundraising go, it's tough. It's really tough. you have to put a lot of time in it. We were going, the group that volunteers were going, we're all moms. We were going nonstop, but we are all business owners, and we didn't have enough time where we said, okay, we're only going to devote this much time a week. We all have a certain time of the day. We pick up on the chat when the cases come in. Sadly, there's about 80, 70 to 90, so 80 something, in the range of 80 something chats. These are not all kids. They're also abused women who come through the chat seeking help. We can't help all of them unless people donate. There's so much we could all do. We could actually try to educate them. We could have the therapist that we have on standby. Everybody's doing voluntarily work. So as far as fundraising goes, nonprofit organization, they're tough. They're a business. Nonprofit organizations are a business. You pay taxes, you have to keep books, you have to run operations, finance, anything a normal business has to do, nonprofits have to do too. So you have to, I would say personally, I'm all for it. It's tough. It's tough. The rules and regulations for it is tough. What I would say personally, if you're really set on it, make sure you do your research. Make sure you do your research. Because once you start, you're going full blown. You want to make sure whoever you are, who your target is, if you're helping poverty, what your mission is, what you're setting yourself up for, and never depend. And I'm telling you this, never depend on family and friends who thought they were going to back you up and support you, even as little as share a poster or share a story. If you go into this mission, it's you alone. If you pick up anyone in the long run, God bless you. If you do not, remember you are doing operations, you're doing finance, you're doing marketing. You need to do marketing. You need to do advertising and marketing, just like in a normal business. You're doing it all by yourself until you get somebody to voluntarily help you. I thought voluntarily was going to be I do a lot of voluntarily work outside of the fundraiser for poverty, for team of Honduras. Like I do a lot of, and I thought through all that journey, I would have a lot more support in it. But you got to remember, it's very hard for people to stop and whatever they're doing and also devote time to you. Go for it, try, just make sure you do your research.
Also, I have to say, do you know how many not-for-profits get started in a year and how much don't last? Like, I don't know the exact numbers, but many start off and then by the end, not many last in the long run. It's because of the foundation. And I think Yona said, it's, you got to know the reason why you're going into it and what do you expect to get out of, like, not you personally, like, but what do you expect to complete, to give back to the community out of your not-for-profit? I just want to circle back because I think Pranvera Davuti had some very good points on social emotional development and children. And if you could, Pranvera, I don't know if you want to, or we could read the chat because she had Pranvera. Sorry, she had a lot to say.
Build a business instead of a nonprofit. Listen, when I went to the nonprofit, I said, if no one donates, I got this. I'll make sure my business donates to the nonprofit and makes it alive. That's because I have another income. I have another source of money coming into me where I could actually back that up. So the money I was going to donate to a different nonprofit, I just donated to that. I don't make a penny out of it. None of the people who volunteer have made a penny out of that. The lawyer that fought 7 months on a case has not made 1 penny out of it. It's all done out of the goodness of their heart, Just make sure it's a lot of overhead cost. Everything costs money.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay, so I think we need to understand why we're opening a nonprofit, because this is feeding to our poor mindset in our community, in our culture. We are opening a lot of nonprofits are being open to just, serve different services that people should invest. I understand causes and stories that we can contribute to, but this is not what I see in our community. We're opening nonprofits because they're putting in profit on the other end, but then you don't have to deal with selling to the community. So this is reinforcing the free mindset that we always struggle with our community, and which is why this is the The easy way to do it is they do a nonprofit and then they actually build a business out of it. So that's why I say we need to change this. We need to understand if we're going to do causes, then yes, that makes perfect sense to open up a nonprofit. And as Lady said, and everyone in here, it takes the same amount of work. You need a board of directors. Everything is the same. It's a corporation. So just clarify the reason why we're doing it, because we need to get off this, whatever has been going on in our culture, because the mindset, the poor mindset of free things that we all struggle with in business, that I've done a lot of work with, is because we are being reinforcing this through the way that we do business. So that would be something that I noticed, that we need to really, analyze what are we trying to accomplish.
You're right.
And
You
be
make
clear
valid
into
points,
that.
Aliona. Thank you.
I would suggest you join a few nonprofits and spend some time with them. I've joined pretty much almost every single Albanian nonprofit there is. I've either joined them for a couple of weeks or I've helped them on a certain missions, because you really want to see
Great idea.
how it works. Join the nonprofit, other nonprofits, help them accomplish something. This way you learn.
Sorry, because we're running out of time, and I believe Pranvera wants to speak, and then we have Drita. And I think a few more people would like to speak, and I just want to give everybody a chance. Pranvera?
Hi. I'll make it quick. I was just circling back to, in terms of children and exposing them. It's very important to expose children to different situations, especially when it comes to social emotional learning. Children, it's hard for them to understand their emotions. It's hard for them. It's big. They're big. And if we can show them that we feel the same way, we have emotions, we go through the same things, and show them and model the behaviors or different types of coping mechanisms to get through those specific situations or any situations, it benefits them. And this is just a little backstory. I'm an educator, and I'm my degree is in early childhood.
Business owner too, aren't you?
Yes, I am a business owner. I own a child care center from 18 months to 13 years of age. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I've been teaching for almost 20 years. So this is my wheelhouse. So I just want to emphasize that it's very important I don't want anyone to shortchange children. They understand a lot more than we give them credit for, and modeling these behaviors and exposing them to different situations only strengthens them and their ability to cope, to behavior management. I know in my classroom, I have always had a social emotional calming down center, so to speak, or calming down area, and we give them different ways in which to cope, whether it be through sensory items, whether it be through yoga, breathing techniques, whatever it may be. So just, to make it short, just expose children, because it's okay, they understand, and this is how they learn. They need to understand that the emotions that they're feeling, they're real, and everyone feels them. So it's just giving them the tools to know what to do with them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. No, oh my God, that was very helpful information. It's very important we realize that our kids do know more than we think, and they feel more, and like you said, to lead by example. We are the ones that they're watching.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pranvera. Drita? Yeah.
Well, to kind of just go ahead. Sorry.
No, I thought Aphrodita also muted herself. She had a question. Okay,
so Aphrodita answered Drita.
Yes, yes. I just wanted to.
Oh no! I said Aphrodita after Drita. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And you guys have very small names.
No, don't worry about it.
I'm sorry.
No, to just kind of go off of what Pranvera just said, I think it's super important to have children involved And with regards to the nonprofit organizations, I think it's really, really important to have a clear mission statement for it, because it is very much a business, as Ledi just said everything about it, because obviously you're running a nonprofit, you're running a full-time business, and I'm literally doing the same thing. But one thing that I've incorporated in the nonprofit, because it's been 5 years that I've owned it, and my mission has been focused on autism, suicide prevention, as well as education. Every single time there's an event, or every single time we do something, I've made certain that children are involved, because it's focused on children. So if you want children involved, and if you want children to be, if you want to model behaviors towards children because it's important, then you have to have them involved. As Ariana said, they pick up everything. It's a magnet. But we can't, just because something doesn't work with somebody, it doesn't mean it's not going to work for someone else. If you can show words of encouragement, if you can show support towards one another, I think that is the most valuable thing you can do in any type of a business, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's a practice, whether, it doesn't matter what it is. As women supporting each other, I think that is absolutely valuable. And I'm just glad it started, because it's been missing within our community, and it shouldn't be missing. We're all independent and we're all doing it for us. We're only in competition with ourselves. So if I can do anything to help any of you, all you got to do is reach out. That's my mentality. But Ledi, I love everything that you're saying. I think you're incredible, and everything that you are doing for abused victims in Albania. God bless you. That's all I got to say. God bless you, because it is not an easy field, and it's tough. So you're incredible.
It's doable. It's doable. One case at a time,
100%.
little by little. I would say
one question for you guys that have not-for-profit organizations, but I'm going to let Afrodita ask her question. Afrodita, you can unmute yourself. I'm sorry about before.
No, it's okay. No, I just wanted to join with Ledi's point regarding the helping others. I personally think, my personal opinion, we should rather join together than opening another one and another one and another one and another one. Then who to help then? And we all know that we cannot all of them support. So I personally, what I think, for example, if we are helping people back home, we all know, for example, in Albania, we all know Elvis Noci is a trusted person that you can direct there for anything that you need. Ledi, I got to know her in kind of midway when she was with the girl. I forgot how was her name, or how was it, but this girl. Yeah. And I was like, okay, just like passing, not kind of like really knowing, like lately I got to really know her, what is going on through the stories, but like, just seeing her, okay, like I just, wasn't paying attention. However, that's a great thing, so we should, like, for example, leave her on this field and she will take care for this one. We have, for example, like I said, Elvis Noci, that we all know in Albania, that it's proven, it's a true, because speaking, for example, from Kosovo, they are so many. They will come and call you or tell you, or the family members that we have there, and we need this and this. And when you investigate the case, that's not the case what they are doing with the money you're giving to help those families. It's sad to say that. That's why when we find a trusted person, because it's, if you open an to help others, it's going to take a while to gain the people's trust. Like they don't know, like, when I say, for example, in Kosovo, we all know Halil Kastrati, that you need anything, you send the money in there and they are all documented and everything, what it is. Or they are so, like, I think so all of us, we know these two people, that's why I mentioned them. Yes. So in different fields we should it's still, it's my opinion, and that's how I usually operate when I find in this field, for example, Ladi's going to take care for the abuse victims. I don't need to go to someone else or to open myself another one or someone else, because it's going to take more time. It's going to take a lot of trust from people. It's going to take so much work instead of just push, you know. And I want to close this one with one say, you know, us in Kosovo, we were very oppressed a long time from Serbs, you know. So, but there was a joke. They said they took how they say in English, cots, I forget. You know, these wooden barrels. They put Albanians in one and Serbs in one, and they said to the Albanians, just leave it open, that's fine, and to the Serbs, close it really tight. And they say, why? They said, because one of the Albanians, if he tries to go up, the one from the bottom is going to pull him down and say, you're not going out with that before me. And that's going to be forever, pulling each other down instead of pushing up. And they said to the Serbs, why are you closing it really tight? Because if one is going up, all of the rest are going to push him up. And it's like really a great lesson that we need to push. If I found this person in this field, push him up, push him up, push him up.
That's
Join
true.
that train. You know,
That's true. We've noticed this a lot in our community, and many people experience this. You bring up a very good point, and I love that saying. You could even say in Albanian if you want. We understand here, but we just prefer English.
Yeah, and I experience that one every day with my work. Like, oh, I can find the clothes cheaper, and this lady's making. Okay, go get it. Why are you telling me that? Well, then after they come, can you please fix it, because they don't know how to fix it? Oh, I'm sorry. I do make them from very beginning. I don't buy and sell it. Like, you know, it's like, why are you trying to put me down? Like, why are you trying to, you want it, take it. You don't want it, go get it wherever you want. It's free. It's
Thank
open.
you. Thank you, Aphrodita.
So thank you so much for your time, ladies.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much. And that's what we all should learn. We really need to. And that's what AACC is trying to do. We're trying to build a community for all of us where we could help one another and share our experiences. And I also had a non-for-profit question, because like maybe one day I do want to open up a non-for-profit, but more for abused women within our community. And I would like to know, like, do you guys think it's easy? Like, have you explored grants, federal grants and stuff? Because I know you said GoFundMe, and you know it's hard to find the funds, and you're kind of donating to yourself. Drita, Ledi, either one of you could answer this.
Suada, it's a full-time job. It's a lot that goes into it. It is not guaranteed. By the time you actually get a 5,000, 10,000, is it worth it? How much time you put into it? I would say this personally. You want to open up a nonprofit? Okay. Take that $500. Actually, it's actually more than 500. For normal business, is less than opening up a nonprofit. It costs more to open up a nonprofit, technically. Take that money, open a business, start running your business, make money, take that money, put into the nonprofit.
But I just want to say, not everybody wants to open up a business. Like, I'm okay for.
Here's the thing though, with regards to nonprofits. If you want to join a nonprofit, if you're passionate about if you're passionate about a cause, there's always a nonprofit that you can connect with. There's always a place where you can request more information. It's not always about starting. I can tell you personally for myself, the reason why I started this is I did start it so I can help people within our community back home in every area of our community. And that is the sole reason why I started it. The reason is because I discovered that more than half of the percentage that's being donated is being kept by the companies that are claiming they're donating these things. So I wanted to give 100% of everything that we've made, and that's exactly what we've done. But it's easier for somebody to jump on becoming a board member of that nonprofit that it would be to, in fact, start a brand new one all on your own. Because once you become a board member, you have say in what goes on. You have say in if you want to start another direction within that specific whatever nonprofit you chose to join. But it's up to you. And if somebody wants to start it and they need help with starting it, I mean, Ledi did her own, I'm doing my own. It's free information. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's easy, but it's difficult. It's
Thank you so
doable.
Suada, you have to know why.
Oh,
Why?
no, I know why. I
Yes.
know, I know
100%.
it's, but I'm just saying, like, I wanted to see, because I know you guys said it's hard if you tapped into grants, or is it, is it
But you
not
can
as easy?
you can depend on that. It's like saying I have a woman-only owned organization, and I'm supposed to get priority, more jobs from the government than anybody else, or minorities are supposed to get priority dibs on the jobs than the rest of it. And you're sitting there. There's a way to get there. You have to be a specialist to get there.
Yeah.
It's not just saying, hey, I'm going to depend. You can't depend on anyone. It's like saying you're going to depend because your father's going to donate 1,000, your mother's going to give you 500, and you have 5,000 million followers who, if every single one of them donates maybe $1 and reshares your post and supports you, it's you. When you start doing it, make sure that you have your overhead costs.
Elona just said no one wants to share how to do it, and we say it's difficult. I will share whatever information that you want that I have. Not a problem whatsoever. You know what I mean?
We're determined, and we're all going to work together. And I don't want to take too much time.
Works.
The personal question that I had, and I don't know if anybody else is waiting to speak, but thank you.
I have.
Can I just add something?
Yeah.
Lady?
Yes. Who?
I have Suada. Whenever you're ready, I could hand you the blueprint of it from A to Z. It's easy to do. I'm just saying, in the long run, there's an overhead that you have to make sure it keeps coming. Don't wait for the grants.
I just find very disrespectful to be muted, but this is not a personal thing. I think we need to take it up a notch and just look at it as a bigger problem for all of us. This is not a personal thing. I don't think it's a personal thing. This is what I have seen, where we keep opening up. So Afrodita was right on the spot. We keep opening up different nonprofits because we're all divided, and we just think we're going to do our own thing. But we can do much better with making sure that we clarify why we're opening up a nonprofit and not feeding into the poverty mindset, because a lot of nonprofits are giving in free services to people that, for example, free services on training, free services on classes, free services on resume writing, free services on everything. And then when someone comes up and actually knows their worth, then the community says, well, this should be free. So this is what is the problem. Obviously, there is just cause for nonprofits, and I admire all the people that are cause-oriented, because I am as well. So this is bigger than us in this room. So that's all I wanted to add, and I won't be speaking anymore. Thank you.
No. And also, please don't take offense. Like, we mute everyone, and we'll unmute whoever wants to speak. We just do it so we don't jump in all at once, or, background noise. That's why we do this. It's a standard protocol for every meeting. Please, if you have anything to share, if anybody else wants to, and I understand your point, Ilona, when it comes to like giving out free services. And once you see somebody that wants to charge for it, our people are so used to getting things for free. I understand. And that's why we need to change our mindset when it comes to supporting Albanians that have businesses. Anybody else want to talk? I'm sorry, or have something to say?
I have a question.
Okay.
When was the last time any of us invested in ourselves?
Yesterday. No, just kidding. I'm very all right, me, Ariana, both Ariana's, Betty, we're all about self-care, and I'm so blessed to be surrounded with such
Listen,
Albanian
the steakhouse is self-care. It's not an investment. Maybe an investment in a belly or Cheka Shalu, wherever you guys were.
I was just gonna say, are you asking when I just ate? That was my self-care. I ate.
Yeah. That was, yes, exactly.
When did you see Albanian women putting themselves first? Last, if you have any crumbs, or just okay, it's just, I don't know, it's maybe because we inherited this type of habit or something, but it's just okay, next time I'm too tired, I'd rather rest and do something.
In my case, really... making my son taking out the garbage instead of me.
I was just thinking, Betty, that's actually the perfect example is I was thinking the same exact thing about my husband, because it's so easy to just like do things for people. And I think that's what Albanian women do. It's like, just get it done, just do it yourself. But I have, although it's been a tough road, I'm investing in teaching my husband and giving him responsibilities and showing him how to do things. And I would like to encourage, when I have kids, to tell them to do the same thing. And I know it's harder to give responsibilities to other people, and it sucks in the short term, but in the long term it pays out so much. And I mean, how I invest in myself is, like I mentioned before, like I am a therapist, and I have my own therapy sessions that I do every week. I don't miss it. And that is my way of investing in myself.
That's important. And at the same time, you're investing in him, like making him a better husband, because you'll be surprised how many women actually complain about their husbands not, helping.
Oh, I complain about him all the time too, don't worry. But
how long though does he keep it? Because he will do it once, twice, and third time again, telling him, oh my God, let me do it myself.
I know it's frustrating, but you gotta, same thing with our kids. We have to offer them directions, and we have to encourage them, because at the end of the day, then it always ends up back on your plate as the woman. It will always come back to you. And then you don't have the time to go after what you want for yourself.
Yeah, I would like to know if anybody else, Greta, do you want to say anything, add, anything to the conversation, whatever you want, like.
I'm Freda. I have 4 kids. I'm an occupational therapist. Because my kids probably will come out any moment. I work with my husband in the business. We have a few gas stations and service cars.
Wow.
I live in New Jersey. I'm a co-owner with my husband. When I start here, at the beginning, I've been through a lot. Like, you can't even imagine. Like, it's been hard, but we are where we are, working together as a team. And we have 4 kids, a very healthy family.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much. Here goes another lady in business with her husband.
I have a question for you, actually. What are the struggles that you're facing now?
Me? You talking for?
Yeah. Are you having any
who
struggles
are you
now?
talking to?
We only have Greta that was talking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of
Sorry,
all, when I just came to America, I'm from Florida, and when I just came to America, I faced health issues. So it's one of the I've been through a lot in my health condition. I had my lungs damaged 70%, even when I think it really because the hospital been like my second house for me. My pregnancy, they made it worse. I have my 4th child. His name is Angel. He's 6 years old. He was the angel of my life. He changed everything, and everything I have right now and I am right now is because of him. And I know for some reason God loves me, and I try to help people as much as I can. And like the main issues, because when it's economic, here in America, everything gets fixed. If you work husband and wife, it's for sure you're gonna make it. The problem is I started for 6 years dealing with health issues. That's the worst part, like dealing with hospitals and doctors, and no health insurance company will accept me because the problem I had, that was like really, you had to pay everything out of the pocket. One, and the second is, I come from a little city, Florida is little, and I come here married to a guy, half American, half Jewish. We are 2 different culture. It's hard at the beginning until you get used to each other culture, tradition, everything. But right now it's 16 years married to each other. We are like best friends, respect husband and wife, and work together every day. We are like best friends too.
That's amazing. That's amazing that you have somebody that supports you, and like, God bless you and everything that you've been through, and you persevere, and you're stronger than ever. And you joining us today to share your story. Thank you. We respect you so much. Does anybody have a question? I know it's getting kind of late, Ariana, you had something to say?
No, I was just saying, we got to wrap up in a few minutes, but I noticed, a lot of people were saying that, putting everybody else first, and that they don't remember the last time they invested in themselves.
Oh
And
yeah, Pranvera. We
yeah,
gotta change that, girl.
I also
So
think
hardworking.
that something that I noticed just in like American culture specifically is this idea of like almost glamorizing, like, oh, I have no time for anything, I'm so busy, 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 when that's not glamorous at all. And I really don't think that people should, it's almost like people compete with each other of like who's busier and like who gets less sleep and who has less time. And I think Ledi's shifting that conversation of like, you chase your dreams, but you do so in a way that serves you. And I think that's what's so beautiful about your program, is that you're still prioritizing what you want in your life, and that you're still, making time for your kids, and your life is not perfect, but you're still finding a way to do that while not giving up the time that you invest in yourself. So how do you kind of suggest that, or how do you find ways to kind of prioritize yourself?
Wake up in the morning, have a hot cup of coffee before the kids wake up. If I could achieve that every single day, I feel like I could achieve anything I want to put my mind into. The most complained about on social media is the moms and not being able to have a hot cup of coffee. And I was there, and I would count how many times the coffee got cold, and it was my kids the reason why the coffee got cold, and then I didn't get to it, and now my whole day is going to be ruined because I didn't have the coffee. Doing something for yourself in the morning makes everything in a day go by smoother. Morning starts with you. I don't care. I wake up sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning. Today I didn't. Today everything went the other way because I woke up at 8. Usually 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, I have my hot cup of coffee. I do something to myself. If I'm running around the house trying to clean something, I'm listening to like a meditation in my ear, or a mindset something. Like, do we ever listen to anything that has to do with mindset? Are we all perfect? We don't need to listen to somebody else, regardless of how strong we are. Like when we listen to somebody else say, we're like, I almost forgot that. Or how about, I don't know how many of you have an Apple Watch. I have box breathing on my Apple Watch. Breathe a minute. I used to think it's crazy. Apple Watch is going to tell me to breathe. Who the hell is Apple to tell me to breathe?
Sometimes you need a reminder. Like Betty told me, like as soon as I got on the call, she's like, breathe, Suada, breathe, because like I forget sometimes. I need reminders.
Now it says breathe. I'm like, God bless you. I need to breathe, and it helps. It's crazy enough. It helps. Like that mindset of like, we Albanian women, we women, the husband. When I was in Albania, I kept getting asked, who's watching your kid back at home in America? I'm like, my husband. The reaction of the women there, like, and I would say, are you okay? You know, your baby's 6 months old and you left with your husband. Not only did I leave with my husband took the baby and traveled to DR because we had an ongoing project going on. He showed up at meetings with the baby wrapped around him, and he had to conduct meetings. It's not only mine, it's his too. So why should I applaud him because a man was a father? Am I grateful for him? Yeah, but he's a father.
That's true. One of my friends said that too. Like, we give men too much credit for doing what they're supposed to do. Yeah. And Ariana had a question, and Drita had a comment. She'll say it, and I'm sorry. I know we'll never get this meeting done. We have so much to share.
I wanted to ask because I see, I think with most people working from home right now, and there's so much of like that mom guilt. And I know even when I was a nanny for like 7 years, and sometimes I would just like pretend to go to the bathroom just so I could like get away from the kids for 2 minutes. And then I would see their little fingers under the door. Are you done yet? Like knocking their little fingers. Can you get out? I'm like, oh my God, I can't even use the bathroom in peace. This is probably why I haven't had kids yet. So when you're working
it's not
from
your
home,
kids and you are experiencing it.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're working from home, I see that you have like an office set up. how do you maintain boundaries? Because when I was working from home during the pandemic, I was at my brother's house and I'm trying to be on my laptop and I'm in the dining room with the kids and they make me feel so bad. They're like, Hala, can you come play with us, Hall? And I'm like, I can't, I have to do my work. And they think because they see you that you're available to them. So how do you kind of like set boundaries with your kids?
So my question is this: why didn't Hala play with them before she got to work? Or why didn't Hala take care of work before she got to them?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, then how do you explain this? So today, like I flipped out on my son. So I'm working from home and he needs to run to practice. And I'm like, how would you do it if I'm not here? He got so mad at me, blah, blah, blah. How do I set that boundary? Somebody help me. I'm like, just because I'm here, pretend I'm not. Like, and you know, we got into a huge, like, what should I have done, Ledi?
But remember with Shipa, because now we're going to whole like mindset kind of like coaching, which is great. I love that. I have a mindset coach. I have once a week, once in 2 weeks sometimes. I have a business coach. I've hired a business coach because there's somebody else greater than me. So I keep investing myself when somebody's greater because I want to learn from them. And I want to take their tips and tools and apply to myself. And I want to learn from the next person. So now, remember I said, Shipa, involve your kids in your journey. When you're involving your kids in your journey, they're hyped about your journey. Going to the restroom alone, you're never, Ariana, going to be able to go to the restroom alone. Not unless it's like really early in the morning before the kids wake up. And even if you do, sometimes the little monkeys hear you and it's just like, I know
big monkeys too. Big monkeys too.
Yeah, they never leave you alone. Actually, we don't want to scare Ariana because she still has to have kids.
I've already done enough scaring. I was a nanny. I have my niece and nephew. I see kids at the hospital all day. I know what I'm getting myself into, but we'll get there.
You have to
I
make
did
peace.
online teaching for 7 months.
Yeah.
And my
I know Betty
children
had a hard because of who she's working
knew
with.
what time my Zooms are. And every time my Zoom was, somebody was hungry. Somebody had to tell, again, you on the computer? I'm kind of working. This is kind of my work, my job. I'm feeding you with the Zoom that you don't like, that I'm again on it. It was 7 months and mine are 18, 20, and 23.
God bless you.
Yeah, they're all.
So,
I've taken Aiden. Aiden was, I think, 3.5 months. And this is where I suffered, I think, mostly with mom guilt. My first time I ever suffered with mom guilt when Aiden was 3.5 months. There was an opportunity for us to invest in a salon. And we were going to be partners. So I bought 50% of the salon. And it's just one of those opportunities, there's a gold mine right there sitting. What are you going to say no to? I'm not going to say no to that because I just had a kid. Of course, I'm still going through the pain of after birth. And I have this baby. I'm trying to figure out what to do with him. And I'm taking him to the salon with me. The first day I had to give him up to a babysitter, and this old lady, Albanian old lady, came. She's like, "It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay." But you have to make peace with it.
Yes.
You have to make peace with it. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be unprofessional and bring him to work with you. If I worked from home, that's a different story. The other day, Aiden just dropped baby powder all over my keyboard. Is it okay? What are you gonna do? Scream at a kid? He doesn't know anything better. So I got him a keyboard too. So now when I'm in a meeting and I don't want him, one thing, before I get into my meetings, I make sure I take him out for a run, for a walk, for play or something and wear him out. I need to wear this kid out. He's 2 years old. He's going through toddler tantrums or something like that. His emotional wreck. I wear him out early in the morning because I know I need him to keep quiet when in my meetings. And then 2, I set up office for him. He's been coming to the office with us all along. So I give him a keyboard and he types. Then I open his tablet and it's okay because now screen time, come on. Screen time is perfectly fine. There's so many educational stuff.
Screen time is all right.
That's fine,
There's so many educational stuff. It's educational stuff that you have your kid watching too. It's not just things that you're not supposed to watch, So you have to make peace with certain things and start applying certain things where like you have, like I said, schedule family time first. You schedule Hala time, be a Hala, wear them out, take them for a run, say, hey, this is cool, let's go running. Because an hour later they're gonna be tired and you have to hop in a meeting. Routine.
That's a great idea for next time. There you go, Ariana. Take notes. It's getting really, really late. Like this is like a great meeting because we could go on, and I hope to have another one soon. We're gonna have another one. Actually, our next one is gonna be more focused on mortgages and home ownership. So we're looking forward to that. I was gonna let Drita end it with self-care because I feel like that's so important. She had a statement, but I think she just left. It's honestly, we need to focus on self-care. I would also, Ariana Aliezai, I don't know, our other AACC member, would you like to say something, Ariana?
No, that's okay. I'm okay.
Oh my God. I think everybody needs to get to bed.
Yeah, don't worry. It's time to say goodnight to everyone. And
Anybody else, I want to make sure I gave everybody time, like a chance to speak. And I would like to thank Shuchni for always, Regisa, Susie, I know Zoe was in here earlier, and Dila, thank you so much for supporting us and all the women that came out. And we're actually looking forward to doing a live event, a safe social distancing event, because I feel like it's important to know the ladies in the community that we're building. So we look forward for you guys to join us live. And
in person.
Yes, in person.
I would love to meet all you ladies.
We don't know exactly where we're doing it right now, but because of
gonna have music.
Yes, we are. You know, we're Albanians.
Restrictions and everything else, but we are planning it, and we will let you guys know as soon as we have more.
I just wanted to throw it out there, like some upcoming events that we might have, which is that live event, and our next seminar will be mortgages and home ownership. Thank you so much. This was a great conversation. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Good night. Thank you so much for having me.
Natanimir, all the way in Kosovo.
Thank you so much for staying up so late.
Yes, yes. Good night.
Good night.